Hi everybody, it's JoJo and I'm here to do a story time. So I don't know how my hair looks on camera. I waved it out and curled it, but I don't know how it looks. Hope it looks alright. Yeah, anyway, so God, I'm gonna do an outfit of the day today. I have not done it yet, but I'm probably gonna film it before this. What am I going to talk about after this? Excuse me. But it's going to be up before this, is what I meant to say. Yeah. Okay. Oh. This shirt's cute. It's from Guess. Yes. Okay, so anyways, now on to the actual video. I'm so glad I keep this mirror here because I feel like I'm always looking a hot mess, but you guys always tell me I look good, but I always feel like I look a hot mess. I don't know. Okay, anyways, back to the okay, what I'm about to talk about is something that I have never really talked about on my channel. Oh, lipstick of the day is Celebrity Skin with Beaded Glass by Jeffree Star liquid lip gloss on just lip gloss on top. Okay, eyeshadow palettes blood sugar mixed with conspiracy. Okay, now I've never talked about I never talked about what went on in the past in this house. I always talked about what's been going on in the present, but I never really spoke about the beginning, the very beginning of all of this, because there is a beginning to this. You know what I mean? I basically only talk about what's been going on in the present time, but a lot happened leading up to what the situation is now in the house, and I've never really delved deep into the past, so I really want to talk about one particular situation, one particular moment in time when I was a kid, when I first met her. So of course when I'm referring my dad, and then when I say his wife, you know who I'm talking about. So in the very beginning, back in 2004 or 5, I'm gonna say 2005, I'm gonna say, we took our first Florida vacation. So leading up to this first Florida vacation, I personally loved her. This is my dad's wife. I know it's hard to say that, but it was a long time ago. And but I knew now that it was all fake and it was just all for hidden agenda. But at the time, I really thought it was genuine and I liked her. So what happened was that he told me, my dad told me, he's like, so do you want, you know, we're gonna go on Florida vacation, because we go on Florida vacations every year. Like, even leading up to this point, we would go to Disney World, Deerfield Beach, which is where my grandpa's condo is in Florida. So this is what we did every summer. So he said, this time, do you know, could she come? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, yeah, bring her, like, of course, right? Because, you know, I don't mind. So she came. And listen, normally when I talk about Disney World and I talk about Florida, you know, it's a magical place. I love it. Disney World's a beautiful place, but I didn't know such a magical, amazing place could turn into such a horrible nightmare for me. I had no idea. Someone who could switch so fast, someone who was so nice. I'm talking about my dad's wife. Someone who was, well, his girlfriend at the time. Someone who was so nice, and to have such a switch so fast in such a small amount of time. It's like you really don't know who you are with until you literally live with them. And we shared a hotel room for 24/7 for 2 weeks. So I really got to know her than just me seeing her for a few hours every other day or a few times a day. I mean, a few times a week. You know, so it was really different for me to see her 24/7 like this. So, this is when I really got to know her. So I would say this first Florida vacation we took was when I saw her true colors really shine bright. So we would go to Disney World first, and then we would go to Deerfield Beach. So it was me, my brother, my dad, and his girlfriend at the time, but I'm just gonna say his wife. And we all went to Disney World, to Florida. Forgot what resort we stayed in. It's crazy because this was probably the worst vacation we ever took together, but then after this one, we still went on vacations every summer until we were old enough to be like, no, that's enough, you know what I mean? But at this point, we were just kids. Like, I would say I was like 14. My brother was, 11, 12. So we were very, very young when this happened. We were kids, you know what I mean? We were kids. So what had happened was, I want to pinpoint one particular thing, but then, like, I feel like there's so much stuff that happened. But I guess I'll try to start from the beginning. This was many years ago, so it's a little foggy still. But, the first thing I can remember off the top of my head was, we were in MGM Studios in Disney World. And again, I remember leading up to this, we had a great relationship. There was not one problem. So, but again, leading up to this, I've only known her for, half a year or so. Anyways, so we were at MGM Studios. We just finished watching the Beauty and the Beast show at MGM Studios Disney World. And, if you ever went to MGM Studios and Beauty and the Beast show, the show is outside. So it's concrete. So we're outside. It's not an indoor theater. It's outdoors, the show. So, the show finished. I dropped a drink accidentally on the floor, but the drink, again, was on concrete, and the people clean up the drink. People clean up the whole place before the next show starts anyways. So, she came over to me, and she was like, clean up that mess you made, you pig. Clean up that mess you made. I was like, there's gonna be people coming and cleaning it up very soon. She goes, no, why don't you clean it up now? You're the one who made the mess, you animal. You clean it up. And then she pushed me. Like, she shoved me into this little girl behind me. Again, we were all, like, at this point, we're all, like, leaving the auditorium, the theater, whatever you want to call it. So it's like, we all were, like, rushing out. So, like, she literally pushed me. We were, like, in a crowded area. And she pushed me as this little girl. And there's a staircase. So, like, I almost, like, pushed into the ground. We almost fell down the stairs. Luckily, there was a lot of people behind me, so, like, it broke my fall. But if those people weren't behind me, I would have maybe fallen down the stairs. Like, I'm just saying, like, it was crazy. And then I think after she pushed me, I just was like, oh my god. So I just ran, and I just left the theater, and that was that. Excuse me. This story time's gonna be a doozy. So, another time I can remember, we were in the hotel room, and we just got out of the pool, and I put my bathing suit in the bathroom, and I was outside, and she took my bathing suit and she threw it across the room. It was like a wet bathing suit, and she, like, flung it across the room on the floor. She threw my bathing suit on the floor, and I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, why would you throw my bathing suit on the floor when I'm, like, literally hanging up to dry in the bathroom? I thought that was just really, that was just rude and not nice, right? Let me see. Another thing this is all happening on the same vacation, by the way. The next thing I can remember was, So, she didn't like when I would take pictures. She hated that. She hated when my dad took pictures of me. So, every time I was getting videotaped or in front of the camera, she would jump in front of the camera and kind of, like, block the camera so my dad wouldn't be able to take a picture of me. My brother noticed a lot that she would just give me dirty looks constantly. And I noticed it too. She would just constantly give me dirty looks throughout this whole vacation. Like, I could just be standing there doing nothing and she'd be giving me a dirty look. Just really nasty. Just very nasty. And, one time my brother was videotaping my dad, and she was like, why didn't you narrate it? You should have narrated it. And my brother was like, I didn't know I was supposed to narrate the video. Like, and she was like, no, you're supposed to narrate it. Why didn't you narrate it? I was like, oh god. Like, and it's also, you know what? It's too bad that I can't show certain things, like, on the camera, because I actually have a lot of this. She did a lot of this in front of the camera. in Disney World. So there's a few like moments that we captured on the camera that because she did this, she was acting like this 24/7, so it was gonna come up on the camera eventually. So you would see on the camera, her giving me dirty looks when I would take a picture of something, or just basically just like saying the little things under her breath in the camera. Like you would hear these things. Too bad I can't show it literally on the camera here. So my brother also noticed that she would just make it look like an accident, but she would throw herself into me and like bump into me constantly and like shove into me, but she would make it look like an accident. My brother would see that she would do it deliberately, like she would really throw herself and purposely like fall onto me, so she would like hit me and push me into the wall. Like this is what happened. This is what literally happened. Now I would think it was an accident because she would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but like I thought it was an accident. My brother would see her do it deliberately though, like literally just pretend she would fall right onto me, but like standing or walking in the theme park. And again, I'm just like, why would she do that? Like that's just. I was more in shock throughout this whole vacation because again, I've never seen her act like this up until this point. So we left Disney World, and then we would go to Deerfield Beach in Florida where my grandpa's condo was. So a few instances I can remember was so we were at the Roadhouse in Florida. So the Roadhouse is a restaurant where it's like a messy restaurant. Like you would eat peanuts and the shells, you throw the shells on the floor. Like that's just how the restaurant was. How the restaurant is, because it's still there. And I accidentally spilled something on the couch on where we were sitting, and she was like, clean it up. And at this point I just was like fed up with her, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna clean it up. And so she literally took the food off the couch, off the chair, and she flung it in my face. Again, I'm 14 years old, I'm a child. She's like a 50-something-year-old adult. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is what I'm telling you. This is crazy. Like this is how she always was. So I'm like in shock that she just threw food at me, and my dad's sitting there acting like he didn't see it, but I know he did. You know what I mean? So then there was one time we were walking, and I accidentally, when she was walking, I was behind her and accidentally hit her at the back of her shoe. You know how when you're walking too fast behind someone, and then you accidentally, you know what I'm talking about. So I guess she thought I did it purposely, which I didn't, but before I can even say, oh, I'm sorry, she literally went and she stomped on my foot. Purposely. And I just was like, what the hell? I was like in complete shock. I was in complete and utter shock. I was like, wow. So I don't know if this was the Florida trip that this happened on, but it could have been. Hairspray, the movie, came out. I think it was a different Florida trip. I'm just gonna mention it this one. So Hairspray just came out. And we were like, oh, let's go see it in the theater. And she was like, I don't want to see that movie. It's about boys dressing up as girls. It's about drag queens. Why would I want to see that? And I was just like, no, I don't think Hairspray is about guys dressing up as girls. I don't know what you're talking about. I guess she was referring to John Travolta as a woman in playing the girl's mother in the movie, but she's not playing a transgender drag queen. Like she's literally playing a woman in the movie. So we went to go see the movie, to her dismay, and at one point I looked. It was a great movie, but at one point I looked over at her and she was just giving a dirty look at the movie, like just giving a dirty look, like she was smelling shit. I'm like, this movie's amazing. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Okay, so this is when it gets from bad to worse. Like, this is when it gets really dark on this Florida vacation. So we were, before I even say this moment, we were on the beach one day in Deerfield, and she was on the phone. I don't know who she was on the phone with, but I was sitting there, it was just me and her. And she was on the phone to someone, and she was just like talking shit about my brother and I the whole conversation. She was like, they don't do anything, they're horrible, they're disgusting, they don't do anything, they're just they're disgusting, like just rambling on and on, right? And I'm literally just sitting there doing nothing. And she just was rambling on and on about us, and I'm just like, she knows I'm sitting right there. She's doing this deliberately, and I'm just like, I just couldn't believe it. Anyways. back to the moment I was going to talk about. So we were in the condo area, my grandpa's condo. And my dad went out to go do the laundry. The laundry room was outside of the condo area. And my brother and I were playing. We were just playing around, and she came up to me and she said, what the hell are you doing, you animal? What the hell are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm just playing, like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, why? And I asked her, I was like, why are you acting like this? Like, why are you... I even asked her kind of blush, I'm like, why are you... I used the word bullying, honestly. I said, why are you attacking me? Like, why are you bullying me? Like, why are you acting this way towards me? Like, I don't understand it. And she's like, because since my father died, I learned how to defend myself against bullies like you. And I'm like, first of all, I'm 14, you're 50-something, and you're the one verbally and physically assaulting me. Who's bullying who here? Who's bullying who here? Right? So anyway, and then she just told me, she goes, you know what, you're just a fucking idiot. That's why you go to a special school. You know, I remember telling you guys another story time I went to a special program called Lifeline for, you know, because I had a learning disability. It's like, you have a fucking learning disability. You're so fucking dumb. You can't even work properly at that, properly at that school because you're so damn stupid and retarded. This is what she told me. With that, my brother was like, oh my God, like, I need to go get my father because she's literally verbally accosting Joseph. She's verbally accosting me. So he ran out to go get my dad to try to help me because she's literally verbally attacking me now, just calling me all these horrible names. So he was like telling him, like, my brother was telling him, listen, you need to come inside, like, she's like literally attacking Joseph, and he just stood there acting like nothing happened, acting like he was just continued doing the laundry. This is what my brother told me. He just was continued doing the laundry, like my brother just didn't come in panic, being like, come, you need to, like, protect Joseph, right? So eventually, my dad finished doing the laundry and he came back into the condo room, into the room, and I was just telling him, like, yeah, she just keeps verbally attacking me. He's like, what's going on? And she goes, I don't know, like, Joseph this is her now lying about it. She just started, like, attacking me, just started, like, just started calling me names out of nowhere. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened. So before I can even explain the situation, right, my father jumped on top of me and was like, no, you started this entire thing. He jumped on top of me, he took a pillow off the couch, and he started suffocating me with the pillow. Imagine this. Like, I'm literally doing nothing wrong. Like, I'm getting verbally accosted. I'm the one getting verbally accosted, and then I have to get punished for it. Not only punished for it, but, like, literally suffocated with a pillow. Like, this is just not normal. And then I looked, like, for a second, like, after like, maybe a minute, he took the pillow off me so I could breathe again. And I looked, and I saw that she was, like, smirking a little bit. Like, she was, like, smirking and smiling. Like, she got away with what she got away with, you know? I was absolutely disgusted with this whole thing. Again, this is like, we're in Disney World, then we're in Florida. Like, we're on vacation, and she's acting like this. So the next day, this was the last day we were on vacation together, my brother and I decided to go take a walk around the area because we just needed to leave that condo. We needed to get away from them, you know? So this is the last day. We decided to take the walk. So we're walking around the condo area. The condo area is beautiful. Like, you know, there's a lot of trees, palm trees. It's beautiful. There's pools everywhere. It's a very beautiful area. So we're walking, right? The worst situation could have happened. It started storming. It was literally a tropical storm while we were, like, walking around, and we got lost. So we're, like, it's starting to storm. We're lost. And again, there's trees all around us. So, like, if thunder strikes and hits a tree, we can get killed. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. So we're running for it, right? We're bucking for it. We're running. Like, it's raining. We have no umbrella, so we're soaked. And we're running through these trees and palm trees trying to find the condo. We can't find the condo. We just can't find it. We just strayed so far that we got lost. So at least, like, 15-20 minutes we're lost, and we're, like, in panic. Like, I'm screaming at cars, like, help us. I must have looked crazy. I was like, help us, please. Like, we're lost. Eventually, we find the front of the condo, which has security. So we told the security, listen, you have to call up our father because we're lost and it's storming. We're soaked. We need to find. You know, we're about to leave. We're about to go back on our plane back to New York City. So we can't miss the flight. So he called up our father, and my father picked us up, and then we went to the airport. So at the airport, we unfortunately missed the flight. We missed the flight because of us getting lost, and then the flight was also delayed too because of the storm. So it wasn't entirely our fault. So we took the next flight. So we're waiting on the line to board onto the plane. She goes I hear her saying this to my father in front of us. She goes, "I don't know why you just didn't leave them there. You should have just left them there. Why didn't you just leave? I would have just left them there and went home without them." And I'm like behind her going, my brother heard it too. We were just like we were kids, right? And we were just like, wow. So you would think that would be it, but it's not. So we get back to we get back to New York. We're leaving the airport with our luggage, and she literally came at, like, I looked up, and I guess she thought I gave her a dirty look, which I didn't. So I look up from, I'm in my suitcase, and I look up, and then she goes to me, she's in my face, and she goes, "Why are you looking at me with your fucking ugly face? Why are you fucking looking at me, you little girl?" And I'm just like, what the heck? I'm like, yeah, she's like, "Why are you looking at me with your ugly girl face?" She was only bullying me. She was bullying me. And this is what I'm telling you. Like, she was bullying me on this vacation. I'm a kid. And she's an adult. And she's acting like this towards me for no reason. For nothing. I did nothing to her. Literally nothing to her. So after that vacation, I got back home, and I was just telling my father everything that happened, and he just didn't believe me. He didn't believe me. He thought I was lying. He thought I was making it up. And it was crazy because some of the situations he literally saw her do, and then pretending and acting like she didn't do it. But he witnessed a lot of it. It was crazy. It was I thought I witnessed the Twilight Zone. It was like a friggin' nightmare. I'd never seen someone like Jekyll and Hyde. I'd never seen someone turn so fast. It was a split personality. It really was. But then I came to realize that was actually her real personality. The split personality, the one who was not her, was the sweet, nice person that she was pretending to be leading up to this first Florida vacation we took. And I didn't want to go on another vacation. I was so uncomfortable. I didn't even want to stay ever again, but we were forced to because, again, we were kids and we had no choice. And then after my mother died, a year later, and after they got married, we had no choice but to live with them. And then we stayed with them, so... it all happened. Everything happened so horribly, but yeah, that was the story time. I'm gonna name this the Florida Vacation from Hell, because I'm doing this From Hell series. I did then my day from hell, hotel stay from hell. So now it's time to do the Florida trip from hell. So I'm doing this whole hell series. So, and I also did Living in Hell too, which was a two-part video series. I think I filmed that like a year or so ago. So yeah, I'm doing a whole series on this. And crazy enough, this is all real. I'm not making this up. This is all 100% real. It actually happened. I know it's crazy. You would think I was making this up. But no, every story time I tell you guys on this video, on this camera, is 100% real, hand to God, besides the scary story time. So the scary story times for October, for Halloween, those are the only ones that are made up. But there's no games there because I put in the description of each of the scary storytime videos that it is made up. So there's no tricks or games there because I say it right there in the video. But other than those scary story times, the special story times for Halloween, all the other ones throughout the year that I film are 100% real. So I just want to put that out there and be 100% real with you guys. These story times are 100% real. They're not made up. So, everything that I've told you actually happened. I know it sounds crazy that a grown woman can act like this to a child, but this is my life. This was my life. This is my life. This is what it is. I mean, there's really no tiptoeing around it. This is the truth. Now, with that being said, I'm going to film a Bath & Body Works scent review, and then where's my phone? Okay. I'm going to do a Bath & Body Works scent review. And then I might film a mukbang. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna do a mukbang when they leave. I might go down and film a mukbang. But I also want to tell you guys before I finish this video. I got Disney Plus. Talking about Disney, I got Disney Plus, and it's amazing. I watched Lady and the Tramp. I watched Mulan. I'm watching Liz McGuire. I'm watching everything on Disney. Disney Plus is amazing. I watched the new High School Musical series. A lot of the stuff on Disney Plus is going to be in my September favorites at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. So I'm going to delve more into Disney Plus and everything in my September favorites. But anyways, I'm going to go. I don't think I'm leaving out anything on this vacation. Of course, a lot more happens on all the other vacations, but I'm only going to talk about this particular one that happened in 2005, which was the first one we took. You would think that would be the last, but we took many more after that one, but that was probably the worst one. So yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.